Hello all, welcome to Words and Pictures and another episode of Books. I've got a handmade book for you today that I'm mostly going to do just as a flip through. I'll do a little introduction so that you know something of what's going on in it, and then I'm going to stop talking and let you just turn the pages with me. So this is the simplest of book constructions. It's from quite a long way back in my making life, probably a good 10 years. And it's made using some digi printed images. Not something I do very often. There are so many amazing digital creators out there now, and you can find so many designs. This was a company called NiceCrane, which no longer exists, but I worked on the design team for a while, and these are images from the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, Edith Holden, writer and illustrator. So these images just seem to me to belong in a book together, and as well as those monthly images, I found some poems, an extract of a poem from each month mentioning that month. And some of these obviously I knew already. I knew that Shakespeare would help me with May. I knew that T.S. Eliot would be in there for April. I knew Geoffrey Hill could give me September. And then for the ones where I wasn't immediately going, oh, I know there's a poem that mentions October, I did a little Google research to find the rest of the year in poetry. This cover stamp is Tim Holtz. It's Tim Holtz book cover backgrounds. There are two of them in the set. I think this is the smaller of the two. This book is 11.5 by nearly 18 centimetres, also known as 4.5 by 7 inches, and it's made with very, very cheap watercolour paper. So it was one of those watercolour sketchbooks from The Works, which is a cheapy art and bookshop in the UK. I'm sure you have similar things elsewhere. It's not very good for watercolouring on, let's face it. It doesn't do what you would like a good watercolour paper to do. I know that now. But back then, even then, I think I was probably kind of going, oh, this is good for mixed media stuff, for, you know, creating a little book like this. And it's perfect. So I just ripped the pages to give me these nice torn edges. They're all inked up with vintage photo distress ink, and I've used antique linen and old paper and so on, the other distress inks, to create these aged papers, as well as some spritzes of, now what was it called? It was a Ranger spray ink that is, I think, now discontinued. It was part of the Adirondack range, and it was called something like a colour wash spray, and you could also use it on fabric and things. It may still exist. Have a Google, Ranger Adirondack colour wash. And I've used some of those spritzes as well to give me, I guess, slightly mouldy paper. Anyway, simple as, ripped the sheets in half, torn edges, then just used a regular UK hole punch, which is 2 punches, and tied it all together with spine. It you know, sometimes the pages are a little reluctant to turn, but then I hardly spent hours creating a binding for it. It's a very simple binding for a very simple book. So I think what I'll do is just start to turn the pages, maybe add a little bit of music, as well as the Edith Holden image on each page. I tried to seek out from my then much smaller collection of stamps, just some stamps on each page that would also suit the month. So yeah, let me turn the pages of the year in poetry for you. I hope you'll enjoy it. If you do, it would be grand if you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave me comments and questions in the area down below. I will try to leave some details of some of the stamps and or inks in the description, but it's not going to be comprehensive. I can't remember. It's too long ago. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy flicking through the pages of the year in poetry, and I'll hope to see you again soon.